What up? Yo, 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 yo. We got the Kings Ducks about to start. Don't worry about that. It's just in the background. So we can talk about what you guys did yesterday. It is a cold business, I'll tell you that, Mr. Boots. I should have 2,000 people on this fucking stream. But I don't. It's all good in the hood. Oh, the Chiefs, right? I didn't even know they played today, to be honest with you. So no, I am not watching the Chiefs Raiders. We got the Kings and Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Should be a good game. Kings aren't playing that great this year. You know, the typical week for the Kings, they get blown out by the worst team in the league, the San Jose Sharks, on Monday night, 7-2. And then they beat the best team in the league, the Winnipeg Jets, 4-1. What up, Brian? This King game is interesting because it's the debut of Mr. Portillo. Excuse me. Eric Portillo. They got him in a trade with the Buffalo Sabres, I believe. So a little more interest in this game than usual for me. Might be a fight or two as well. King's fourth line as Andre Lee, hulking center Samuel Hellenius, whose dad played in the NHL several years ago, maybe about 15 years ago. He was a big fucking tough guy. So, like father, like son. Kings are 12-8-3. The Anaheim Mighty Ducks at 500, 9-9-3. Kings defense for this game will be Mikey Anderson, Vlad Gavrikov, Joel Edmondson, Brant Clark, and the third pair, Jacob Moverare and Jordan Spence, a hockey player from New Zealand. Hit the like button, man. I'm giving you Los Angeles Kings lineup. How many streams do that? Want to talk about steel toe? I just got back from yoga, so I worked off what I ate yesterday, hopefully. You know, the Stanley Cup is a very tough trophy to win, to be honest with you. So, you know, you have to basically, you know, you essentially play you know, if you include preseason, you know, you're playing it close to a 90-game season before the playoffs even fucking start. And then you have the potential to play another 1/3 of a season. You know, if every series you play in goes 7 games, it's 28 games. So, and, you know, there's a lot of great players, you know, like out here, Marcel Dion. I mean, he's one of the greatest players of all time. Never won a cup. Never even came close. And a guy like Patrick Maroon has won 3 cups because he's a perfect playoff player. Big fucking bruiser, could pop a few goals in. And, you know, he's lucked out. But, you know, it just doesn't seem fair that, and it's not his fault, you know, but like Marcel Dion never even played for a cup. I'm telling you, man, I just got back from Urban 728 Yoga on La Brea. And I would say there was probably 35 people in class. I would say 8 dudes out of 30. I would say out of those 8 dudes, 4 were straight. So, now there's the old saying, don't shit where you eat. And, if you date someone from your yoga class or fuck someone from your yoga class, it doesn't end well. Me personally, I'm still going to go back to the class, but it can be awkward. So, buyer beware. You know, yeah, I mean, they should. I mean, I told my buddy who works at the smoothie bar at the gym I go to, and I don't know if it's legal, but I guess Cialis is prescription. So, but if you found a way to have a protein drink with Viagra or Cialis or any of those other dick pills, man, you'd sell a lot of protein shakes. Or had a liquid form of Viagra or whatever, Cialis, or I think Extends had an energy drink that had, basically all those dick pills that you see at the gas stations and pharmacies. They're just crushed up Viagra. What up? So I'm sure if you found a way to, they say Matt Gaetz was downing Red Bulls and Viagra so he can go all night. We'll just put him in the energy drink. I'm telling you, that would be a huge moneymaker. But, I'm trying to make it in stand-up comedy. I'm not going to start a dick pill company. Although I probably could. Yes, the Brody mural. It might be in Studio City. Because I think it's the Studio City, and I want to say it's around Burbank. Don't quote me on this. Maybe Burbank and Moore Park, if you're familiar with the 818 area. They have his bench at a park in Reseda, but they painted the side of that Starbucks he used to go to. So that is in what is essentially Studio City. And, Brody, he was supposed to come over to my house the day he, did what he did. His memorial service at the Comedy Store was one of my favorite memories. I remember sitting at a table with Rob Riggle, and I look over and Rob was crying, and he's like a fucking tough ass Marine. So, Brody just, had his demons, and I think the problem was a lot of people don't realize this. He quit taking his meds cold turkey, and you just can't do that. Like, he didn't switch his meds, which is dangerous in and of itself. He just quit taking them. And I spoke with him literally probably, I'm not sure exactly when he passed, probably around 4 or 5 in the morning. But, I spoke with him at midnight, maybe 12:30 at the Comedy Store that night. And I saw no signs of, what he was about to do. And I got a good eye for that. But, it's, you just think of those final moments where, he could have called anyone. He could have called me. He could have called Don Barris. He could have called his improv friend, the great Howard Kramer. He probably could have called Zach Galifianakis. Hundreds. Literally everyone loved Brody. Hundreds of people would have helped him. But, that's Periscope is really what got Roast Battle noticed. If you remember, we Periscoped every Roast Battle, and that's what, every network had passed on Roast Battle like twice. No one wanted it. And then like HBO wanted it under the guise of Russell Simmons, but he wanted to go no comics on it. Let's do it with rappers. And I'm sure he was told, well, that's already been done with Wild and Out. Um, but Comedy Central, they had passed on it at least once, and I think twice. And, it kind of blew up on Periscope, so uh, I was a fan of Periscope for that alone. But, like anything, if you sink your eggs in one basket, which a lot of people did with Periscope, and it goes away, you're kind of fucked. I mean, most successful people on Periscope just gravitated towards TikTok and, YouTube, I guess. But I remember I would watch the Periscope feed at my haters table, and it was just kind of funny, the comments. Pretty brutal, but yeah, I mean, Brody was proficient with Periscope, and he would have killed it on the pandemic. Can you imagine Brody during the pandemic? Where everyone was jonesing for any kind of entertainment. Um, so I mean, he's still missed. I mean, people still talk about him, and usually in the LA comedy world, I don't know what it's like in the New York scene, but if someone kills himself or dies of cancer, which we lose a comic, at least one comic a month. Uh, you kind of forget about him after a week or two, to be honest, because you got your own shit. Um, but Brody, like, what is it, 5 years, 6 years? People still talk about him. So, and I don't think that show on HBO helped. I was not a fan of that show. They were, I mean, that's Hollywood in a nutshell. I mean, some executive was like, hey, let's make a TV show about this fucking guy losing his mind. Like, what is that? I don't think that show, I'm not going to say it killed him, but I don't really think that show was beneficial for Brody's mental well-being. And I don't think Roast Battle was good for a lot of people. I mean, Roast Battle was really skilled and well-timed bullying. I always kind of laugh when I hear people say it's a joke writing contest. It's really not. It's about, how can we call Earl old before he calls me fat? That's strategy. It's really, which is why I loved the strategy part of Roast Battle. But it wasn't a joke writing contest. It's like, how do I bring up this guy's cheating on his girlfriend who's in the crowd before he brings up, my parents dying 2 months apart or whatever. If you watch my first roast battle on TV, I mean, me and Jesse Joyce were in a battle to go, okay, I'm going to make fun of Earl's parents dying 2 months apart before he makes fun of my best friend killing himself, Greg Giraldo. Now, he beat me to the punch, but I had the better joke. In terms of a roast battle joke. I mean, Jesse's joke was much more well written than mine, but it's too long. I mean, I just think Brody, and I think also Brody smoked a lot of pot. I don't think that really helped him necessarily, to be completely honest. I think it kind of clouded his mind. But he was an awesome dude. Like, I really got to know him pretty well. I mean, he made me laugh a lot. Always in character, never off. Like, I'm quiet when I'm off stage or when I'm not doing this shit. But Brody was always on, and that's why he was Brody. I mean, very few people had his ability to draw an audience in. I mean, I don't smoke weed. I don't do anything. I mean, I do think weed is beneficial from the standpoint of it relaxes you. So if you have anxiety, I could see it relaxing you. Like I have anxiety or whatever it is. Um, I won't say I have stage fright, but I, I'm always nervous before a set. So sometimes I wonder, what if I smoked a little weed or had a gummy and I'd be just a little more relaxed? But I'll never do it. But I mean, I think it's different for everyone. I mean, I know some people, it makes them more creative because they're more like their mind is open. And then I know a lot of people, it makes them lazier. Uh, well, I mean, yeah, I have anxiety. It's not like I'm going to kill myself or anything, but, it's stand up, it's a very nerve wracking um, endeavor. You could be in a shitty band and you could be the singer and you look behind you and blame the drummer for being out of time. Or the drummer can look at you for being a shitty singer. And stand up, there ain't no one behind you but the curtain. So, I like yoga. Yoga is my weed. Working out is my weed. I work out when I have a main room spot at the Comedy Store. I work out about 9 o'clock at night. Work out for about an hour and a half, and then I hit the Comedy Store, and the endorphins, a good mood. So that's my weed, mixed in with a little bit of energy drink. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but as someone who knew Brody better than most, I would say he was probably bipolar and manic. And really, most comics are probably bipolar and manic because it's the constant judging that we face. I tried to explain this to someone the other day. Like when I pull up into the parking lot of the Comedy Store, it's like it's almost like a runway, but for an automobile. Everyone sees you pull in the driveway. Everyone's looking at you. And I'm judged on the car I drive. Does Earl have the nicest car in the lot? Well, there's Russell Peters' Lamborghini, so no. And then I get out of the car. Why is Earl wearing, $1,500 leather pants? No one dresses like that guy in his 50s. And then I'm judged who I talk to in the parking lot. And all this is before I'm even inside the fucking club. And then I'm judged who I'm talking to inside the club. Then I'm judged by my comedy, obviously. And then afterwards, I'm judged by who is he talking to girls? Blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, that's where the anxiety and, mental beatdown a comic faces. Well, I also think it's the InfoWars and smoking weed made him. I mean, I would say he was also paranoid too, and a lot of people bullied him. We might have a fight here, Janot and Gudis. Um, that could be something to watch out for. Um, but a lot of people bullied him, and because he was kind of a pushover in that regard, he would just take it. So that was another factor, and I think his decline. That wears on you getting bullied. I mean, I got bullied a lot in grade school because, like I've said, I've literally been the same size since the fourth grade. So, I mean, maybe not quite as muscular, but I was absolutely, this tall and maybe not as heavy as I am now, but the kids back then were relentless. I mean, now they bully you online, but back then they'd bully to your face, and it was not fun. Um, I mean, I think Brody was kind of doing a Andy Kaufman vibe, like, is this guy real or not? Um, I mean, the first time I met Brody, I thought he was a fucking dick, to be honest with you, because I told this story before, but I'm not sure if you've heard it. I was doing the open mic at the Comedy Store. And, back in the early 2000s, the open mic at the Comedy Store was brutal. You think Kill Tony's a mean show? You think Roast Battle's a mean show? Nothing compared to Potluck at the Store. Because it was usually just all comics. And they were fucking brutal if you bombed. And it was a real, if you're a Comedy Store fan, it was, Dave Taylor, Nick Youssef, Jim Painter, O'Neill and Danish. I mean, they loved to get on a comic who bombed. I mean, they were relentless. And so Brody's hosting. I went on. I did all right. I was a pretty bad comic in the early 2000s. And then this kid from La Jolla went up. And he bombed, which was no shame. I mean, a lot of people bombed in that room at the OR on Sunday nights. And I can't do a good Brody impression, but Brody was like, "Where are you from, kid?" And, the kid knew he bombed. So he's like, La Jolla. And Brody was like, "Well, that drive just got a lot longer." And I don't think I've ever seen the kid since. So that was the Comedy Store in the early 2000s. Fucking brutal. And Brody was the type that probably went on Reddit. I went on Reddit once or twice when Roast Battle was happening, and they were brutal. Like, this guy sucks. He didn't beat Jimmy Carr. Yada. Comedy Central rigged it for him to win. And do you really think Comedy Central's going to rig it for me to win Roast Battle? When no one really liked me on the show in terms of the executives, I forced my way on the show. So they had to use me, basically. They certainly weren't going to rig it for me to beat Jimmy Carr, who was on the Rob Lowe roast 2 weeks later. So they wanted him to win it all. So, that total Payne Diaz, that's, probably the weed, the anxiety, all the Lamictal and Prozac. And, now I know probably about 20 years ago, I was on Prozac for a bit. And I couldn't get it up at all, man. So, those meds basically, and this is really before Viagra was coming into play. So it was either try and get better or get boners. And at the time, I was dating this hot chick. I mean, she was a dancer, and I don't mean fucking ballroom. I mean, great body, just skinny with giant jugs, and I could barely get it up. She probably thought I was gay. So, well, I mean, I don't know if I would believe that, Ryan, because now I don't know how Brody spent his money, but Brody was probably the top audience warm-up guy in the city. Like, Don Barris is one of the top ones as well, but he just does Kimmel. Brody would do talk shows. He would do, Best Damn Sports Show. I mean, movies. So they make a fortune. I mean, I know right before Rob Schneider's show got canceled on CBS, they brought me in to watch the warm-up guy, and I was like, why are they doing this? And Rob's brother John, who was his manager at the time, was like, watch everything this guy does. I'm like, why? I don't really want to be here, John. Like, I'm around Rob constantly. He's like, well, because you're going to be doing his job next week. And, the show, of course, got canceled that week. But, you do audience warm up on a network television show, um, that's 2,500 a week, easy, and maybe more if it's like like Kimmel. I can only imagine what that pays, or Letterman, or any big show, the Tonight Show. Uh, so I would have a hard time believing Brody was struggling financially. Um, but I don't know, to be honest with you. Yeah, but that was just shtick, Ryan. I mean, yeah, and Brody was cheap, to be honest with you. I don't mean that in like a mean way, but you know, Brody drove a shitty car. He saved his money from what I know, and he got everything for free. Like when you're on the Best Damn Sports Show, you get free shoes. You get, if Michael Strahan comes on, he likes you. Hey, man, I'm sponsored by Aviator Nation. What size you, Brody? Like, so he never really had to spend money. I mean, the most money he probably spent was on weed, and he probably got free weed for the most part. Did you go with Barris to see Brody at the mental institution? Peter Chicken Man Brennan, I did not, because like I said, I know you just got here, baby doll. I was not a fan of that show. Enjoy it. Yeah, but you get residuals, you could still stream the show. I mean, the Jellies hasn't been on the air since I think 2019. That's 5 years ago. I still get residuals. I still get residuals for bench warmers, and that was 18 years ago. So, and he did a lot of pilots. Like say they had the Earl Skakel talk show. It's a pilot. Brody would be the warm up guy, and that's $1,500. It might not even ever air. Um, so, there's a lot of people who, um, I mean, Michael Rich. This is like an ultimate example, but Michael Richards, he hasn't worked in 20 years because, I mean, when was the last episode of Seinfeld? Because of the residuals. So even on like these smaller shows, you still get a fair amount. I mean, I get a couple $100 a month from the Jellies. It's not going to buy me a home. So you can imagine a show on FX or Fox. It's a nice chunk of change. William Zoom in the house. This might be a mini Earlverse, maybe 45 minutes. And then I'll do another one later. I'm just trying to fuck with the algorithm. Um, so, it's, that's why, like, you could be, there's so many ways to make money now on a TV show. Streaming, cable, direct TV. I mean, there's not too many video sales, but you do make a few bucks off of video sales. I mean, that's a extreme example that I brought up with Michael Richards not having to work the last 20 years. No, I did not wear the Brody t-shirts, which a lot of people still do. I don't do that, chicken man. Um, so this kid Portillo is playing pretty good. But yeah, I was not, and I did not go. I was supposed to play in the Brody softball game last month, but I took one look at the lineups. It was like 3/4 of these people didn't even fucking know Brody. Like, let the guy die. I knew him better than 99% of the comics in the city. So, like, I'm sad he died, but, like, I'm not going to bastardize his death every fucking year. Make any money? No. Would comics look down on fans wearing Brodies? No, I mean, not fans, but like if you're a comic and you barely knew or didn't know him at all, it just seems like you're looking for clout. Like, what do you think? Emily's going to see you wearing a Brody shirt and give you a showcase? Get the fuck out of here, man. Shit. But I got to start worrying about myself, man. I'm done helping people. Just let everyone figure it out on their own, man. Earl's got to start worrying about Earl. Yeah, but she at least knew Brody. Yes, it is. This is the Earl era. It's a whole new vibe. I've tried to help some. Whoa. I thought we were going to see a fight. Tanner Janot, he's a little shit stirrer, that guy. The Cassidy Chad Brody on Kev's roast was funny. I didn't know who Tom Cassidy was. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm done. I've tried to help so many people. Like Emily doesn't watch roast battles, so I'm like, why are you roast battling so much? Work on your stand up. Oh no, it's a fun show, man. I'm at the Comedy Store at least once a week. Yeah, but Emily's not in the room watching. So on a Thursday night, when no one gives a shit about roast battle, and you see Emily in the hallway, you think she's gonna look at you and go, "Hey, great battle the other night." Shit. Yeah, I mean, that was a funny roast. I've tried to tell Kevin, let's do another roast. I'll come to New York for that. Um, you know, you have some of the same people from the first roast, couple new ones. Tracy Carnazzo would be funny. Oh, we got a gold mouse scramble here. She's very funny. No, Brody was not, but I think they roasted Brody. At that roast. I mean, you got to have Buschetti on it. He should be a roast staple. So I think there should be a Kevin Brennan roast part 2. I would fly to New York for that one. You have Tom Cassidy. You got to have Chad on it. I don't know. You got to have Gino on it. So you basically have the Dabbleverse people on it. But so many of those people, like, it would be funny to have Shuley on it. Shuley's good at roasting. I was on the roast of Ric Flair with him, and he fucking murdered, man. I know a lot of people don't like him or whatever, but and it's this King game is getting a little chippy. Whoa. My buddy Adrian Kempe, you get a little feisty. Like, that's a funny joke. But I don't know if Kevin would want to be in a room with Bob Levy and Shu. I hate talking about the Dabbleverse, but since it's a Kevin Brennan roast related issue, like Melton, I think he strikes me as someone who'd be funny on a roast, and people, I think would dig the heckling that would go on. I just think it's like pro wrestling. The best pro wrestling matches are when there's real life beef. So you have Gino in the room, and you can just feel the uneasiness between him and Chad, and you have Steel Toe in the room. You feel the uneasiness basically between him and everybody. So I just think that would be funny. It'd be a great vibe, and the hecklers and the freaks. Kumia could be like, it would just be a fun, and people would probably, it would bring people together. It's like when two tough guys fight. It kind of bonds them, and they become friends. I don't recommend very many podcasts, but Chris Nyland's podcast. It's on the Slick Network. It's a great podcast, and like, because he gets guys who played in his era. So like, had Larry Playfair on the other day, and like, him and Playfair used to fucking go hard on each other. Now they're good friends. Oh, but that's what would make it great. It'd be so fucking funny to be in that room, to have all those basically Dabbleverse people, plus guys like me and Tom Cassidy and Tracy and um, Pat Dix. I mean, it'd be wild, man. You can't. That would sell out. You could probably do 2 shows, and then maybe you do a roast for the early show, and then you have a second show where we all do stand up or something like that. It'd be fucking great. You can't tell me the Stand wouldn't love that. You'd have a guaranteed 2 sold out shows. But I love watching train wrecks like that, William. And I don't think, Ryan, it would be uneasy, 100%. I don't think it would be unwatchable. I think it would be fucking hilarious. But, it's not my gig. So I've already told Kevin I would absolutely fly to New York for that. So, till then, I'll just stay in my Comedy Store bubble. Speaking of which, I will be at the Comedy Store Saturday night, tomorrow night, 12:15, in my new suede pants. It would probably. I saw the Stanhope interview, MLC. Not going to get any better than that. Oh, I disagree. I think it could be because I'm talking about the roast, not necessarily the stand-up show. You want train wrecks in a roast, that because then it gives people a chance to improv and whatnot. He really should, but he had a file chapter, I think chapter 11 or something. So if you go into any John Varvatos store, it's just name only. Lions Capital now owns John Varvatos stores, and they are the same company that owns All Saints. So that's why you see some similarities between All Saints and Barbados, like leather jackets and whatnot. John started a clothing line during the pandemic, maybe 2019, 2020, called OTD, On This Day. Now, I bought about 6 pieces from this clothing brand, and I love them all, still wear them a lot. I wore the biker jacket from OTD the other night, and several people were like, well, whose jacket is this? Unfortunately, though, I don't know if the marketing was the right move for the brand. I mean, John Barbados is known for like selling clothes to Alice Cooper and Billy Idol and OTD was kind of made for Billie Eilish and Tyler the Creator. So Richie 100% Chicken Man, and maybe I'll be driven to the special in a Shelby Mustang. Got to be automatic though. I mean, if you're a fashionista, there's not too many people wearing OTD. And I got the best pieces from the collection. It was really nice, man. Like, I mean, it was kind of Barbados-like, maybe a little hipper. Do I wear All Saints? Yeah, I've got some All Saints jackets. Now, All Saints leather is a little cheaper made than Prime Barbados. Like the trench coat I have, which was the what collection was it? It wasn't Led Zeppelin. It was, I think it might have been like the Rolling Stone. No, the David Bowie trench coat, the leather. It's fucking nice, man. I mean, it just feels so smooth. And, All Saints jackets don't really feel that smooth because the leather's not quite as good. Now, OTD was kind of a mid in between. So, hopefully the specials, made and edited and cut and delivered by, February. Um, yeah, I know. I just, there's a lot of hills by me, William, and there's a lot of traffic, and I don't really want to be an idle on the La Cienega Hill, which is my main route. It's like straight, fuck that. You should bring back Fubu. I was a sponsor. Zoom could probably find some pictures of me in this shit. The hockey player Christoph Oliwa, who was a very big Polish fighter, tough guy. New Jersey Devils, Pittsburgh Penguins, New York Rangers. I think he had a game or two at the Columbus Blue Jackets. Um, he had a clothing gear called kogear.com. Get it? Knockout, or his initials, Christoph Oliwa. And me and Barry Melrose were the celebrity endorsers. And he was trying to go for like a FUBU vibe. And, Oliwa, maybe the whitest guy on the planet next to me. I'm like, bro, no one's going to buy this shit. You're white and from Poland. He's like, no, bro, it's going to be dope. The line went out of business pretty fast. Did you wear LA gear? I might have had a sneaker. I don't recall it wearing too much. But kogear.com, if you want to go deep into the web, there might be a picture of me in with a very short Jufro. Yeah, I mean, well, everything's more cheaply made. I mean, but leather jackets now are the cheapest leather. But Barbados, and it's basically all Saints, Lions Capital. Their leather's pretty good, and they still have some of the designers from Barbados working there. So, I mean, now you want to talk next level. Uh, Next level leather, because I only have one jacket because I can't afford many of this person's jackets. But my YSL leather jacket, YSL Yves Saint Laurent, I won't say what I paid for it, but the best leather in town. I mean, it literally feels like it was laser cut to my skin. So that's probably the best leather, but you're talking their leather jackets are $3,000 and up. So you into vintage Levi's? Not really. I mean, I have the girl who makes Slashes and Duff McKagan's clothes. She made me a jean jacket with leather sleeves. That the jean jacket is Levi based. But I'm not really a big Levi's guy. Well, I agree, but I probably don't need the amount of leather jackets I have. But I will say that most of them will probably be put in my coffin. I'm not giving them to anyone. Fuck that. I'm keeping my shit. So, I mean, I should have kept the members only jacket I had in high school. It was like a baby blue. I mean, that thing was, I could probably sell it for $2,500. I mean, vintage. So, you know, but you don't know that. In 1983, I wasn't thinking, hey, I could sell this in, um, 30 or 40 years. So, all right. The guy in a semi breakaway. I mean, Portillo's playing pretty good for the Kings. Oh yeah, I mean, there's so many items that I should have kept, clothing wise. some of the jackets I had, in the 90s were pretty dope. And even some of the surf wear, I didn't surf, but like OP shorts and like think I dress kind of like Peter Horton Inside Out. That shit's vintage now. So, and some of the early, whenever I go to a concert, I always buy at least one shirt from the concert. And some of the early concerts I went to, like Springsteen from 1983 at the Coliseum, or that was 84, I think. That's probably a $2,000 shirt now, if it's in good condition. Well, Moses, why are you listening then? Are we getting trolled post Thanksgiving? You can go to MLC or Chad's show. I think Chad is streaming right now, and you can listen about Steel Toe and all those things, or Stuttering John. We don't do that talking here. I'd rather talk fashion, baby doll, than talk about Stuttering John. Or you control, as someone with just 13 people in here, I can't afford to lose one listener. So troll away. I don't care. I'm in a great mood today. Not even a troll, Moses, can bother me. Whoa. This hockey game's a real doozy. But you have many streaming options, Moses. And if you do leave, please hit the like button on your way out. What up? Are you ready to rock? I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving yesterday. And I hope that you guys have a good weekend. We'll go 13 more minutes. Do 1 hour on the nose. I went to the Rainbow Bar and Grill last night to have turkey dinner. My stay was cut short when I saw an ex-girlfriend there, and I could sense she was about to start trouble. So I ate my turkey and got the hell out of Dodge. So, yes, I spread the legs and I ate the stuffing. No, I went to my sister's first for family time. And then afterwards, I was invited by the people who own the tattoo shop on Sunset, Tattoo Mania. And that was more for social hour. But I have had Thanksgiving dinner at the Rainbow, and the Rainbow is no joke. I mean, I think the guy told me last night they made 22 turkeys. And when I was there about 10:30, they were down to 2 turkeys. And these are big birds. But it was good to see my sister and whatnot beforehand. I basically had 2 Thanksgivings. And I was kind of bummed out that I ate so much. We don't do racial humor in here, Dominic. But the turkeys did speak jive. So, Moses, did you leave us? Give me a signal that you're still here. Did you get a doggy bag for Odin? I'm surprised. He's probably banned from the Rainbow, to be honest with you. He gets banned. He's banned at the Belmont, which is a happening bar. He's banned, I believe, at Mel's Diner because he harasses audience members or customers. I think he's banned at the Comedy Store, because he bothers people. Odin is not welcome very much around the Sunset Strip, which is too bad because I've spoken to him when he's like not acting like an idiot, and he's a pretty nice guy. but you got to feel for him. I mean, the guy was so close to making money and pussy, and like he's still kind of a good-looking guy. But Vince was probably the right decision. I mean, if you look at '80s, you think Vince Neil. Um, yeah, I mean the Sunset Strip is no joke. I mean, uh, it's pretty dead. The bands are pay to play, basically bringer shows. Um, so it ain't the Strip from the '80s, that's for sure. And it's I mean the Comedy Store is really the only store on Sunset that still has like consistent business. I mean the Laugh Factory too, but no one says, "Hey, let's go to the Laugh Factory." The store is like the king of all comedy clubs. So, outside of that, I mean, the Rainbow is always pretty banging. Um, so, it's sad though when you now there are some. Joel Edmondson, he getting a little feisty in front of the net with McTavish. I don't know if McTavish wants to tangle with Joel Edmondson. Uh, all this game needs is like one big hit, one cheap shot, and we could see something erupt. Let's see what's going on here. At the Kookaburra Lounge, I don't think they can afford to have food. And the Kookaburra Lounge is actually on Hollywood and Highland. I mean, I don't, like I said, my friend Katie and her husband own it. I root for them, but you guys know how I feel about a nightclub on the top floor of a mall that gets no foot traffic. No, I've been offered free tattoos by Tattoo Mania, and I've declined. I'm good on that. Like, I have zero interest in getting a tattoo, and I'm too scared to get on a motorcycle. My dad said the perfect thing to scare me from ever wanting to get on a motorcycle is, Earl, you get one crash on a motorcycle. So, and my head's so big, I don't think I could find a helmet that would fit me. And ever since the Gary Busey accident, you have to wear a helmet out here. Yeah, I mean, Dalia got a neck tattoo. Maybe I'll just start doing what he does. Hello. Um, so yeah, I mean, my mom was a Leo and my dad was a Taurus. So I thought, maybe a bull here and a lion here. But no. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He doesn't exactly scream neck tattoo guy to me, but uh, you know, well, the problem is the roads are so bad out here, William, with potholes and cracks that I could see easily someone hitting a pothole and flying. I actually do have one tattoo. It's on my dick. When it's soft, it just says welcome. But when it's completely hard, it says welcome to Jamaica. Have a nice day. Boing. That's an old street joke. I'm no joke thief. So, I think all the turkey is making me sleepy right now. So we got 5 more minutes, guys, to give thanks and to tell me how funny I am. Dalia neck tattoo is funniest thing he's done. Hello. I mean, I hope he don't read the Reddit sections. They're pretty brutal on him and Reddit. So, I mean, I haven't been on Reddit in 10 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. Ever since I got called the Piazza word, Uh, and that Shab subreddit, was it homeless cats? I'm like, fuck this, man. I don't respect any trolls who just say it online. Say it to my face. It's not like I'm hard to find. Be the Comedy Store tomorrow night. I'll put your name on the list. And you can come in the back in the green room or the main room of the #1 club in the world. And let's see you say something to my face. Bitch. No, I'm just kidding. Caffeine's kicking in too. 5 more minutes, guys. 5 more minutes. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what his neck tattoo says, to be honest with you. That's a good question that I frankly do not have an answer to. So you know, I mean, I saw he posted a Thanksgiving, a Friendsgiving picture the other night from his house with several of my friends in it. Tomorrow night, by the way, the Kings versus the Ottawa Senators. It's Salvadorian Heritage Night. I'd love to be there for that. I don't really look at hockey and go, hey, you know, the Salvadorians are killing it. Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, most TV shows are filmed in Atlanta now because of the tax breaks and the tax credits. No one fucking films in LA anymore. I mean, like the talk shows do, but like, you know, Tulsa King. You think Tulsa King could have filmed in LA because Stallone lives here. But, you know, the first year they actually did it in Tulsa because they get some, you know, you got some nice tax credits there. But, you know, a lot of shit is filmed in Atlanta now because Atlanta's like, come on in, film business. You get the tax credits, you know, come on in. That's why certain movies and TV shows are filmed in Canada. Same thing. So, well, you know, look at the, I don't know where Taylor Sheridan's ranch is, but, you know, Paramount apparently pays him handsomely to film there. Is it Texas? I just assume any ranch is in Texas. So you film at South Fork? It's an old Dallas reference for you old codgers in the stream. And I'm probably older than all of you, so, you know, that's not an insult. Should actors even move to LA? Well, I mean, all the auditions are here for the most part. You know, that's why I always laugh at, you know, like New York comics and other comics from other areas like shitting on LA comedy, but then mysteriously they all come here for auditions. So kiss my ass. Yeah, I mean, New Mexico is a good place to film. I mean, I've done what was it, that Route 66 casino with Rob Schneider. A lot of open land. I could see like a film like Landman being filmed there. Oh, okay. I mean, it's too expensive. The permits are outrageous to film in LA proper or Hollywood or West Hollywood. To shut down a street on Hollywood Boulevard or Sunset. You know, good fucking luck there, bro. 2 more minutes, guys. 2 more minutes. We've talked a lot today about real estate, property taxes, fashion. You know, we lost the one guy. You know, I've never understood people who come in the stream and go, this stream sucks. It's like, well, why are you listening to it then? Like, everyone can have an opinion, obviously. And, you know, who knows? Maybe this stream does suck, but like, you know, I've never, you know, or even with the Dabbleverse, you know, that place sucks, but yet you watch every show related to it. All right, 1 minute, guys. Get your last minute questions in. Favorite Don Gordon role? I don't know who Don Gordon is, AJ. Yes, we talked about Brody. Rest in peace, Brody. Yeah, I don't mind it. You know, I really don't, William. I just find like I don't watch streams I don't like. Like I don't, you know. I used to listen to Steel Toe every morning, and I was like, all this guy does is beg for money. So I don't watch it anymore. Point being, I also don't go into stream and go, this show sucks. I just don't watch it. Cop number 2. Let me look at Don Gordon here. I'm not cop number 2. I don't know. Don Gordon, Lethal Weapon. Oh, that guy. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Let me look up his IMDb page. I mean, I guess I would say Lethal Weapon was my favorite Don Gordon role. But let's see what else he was in. The Towering Inferno. I mean, I don't remember him in that, but I love The Towering Inferno. All right, Codename Vengeance. Isn't that a Chuck Norris movie? Who's in? Who's in the? Shannon Tweet. Jeez, Cameron Mitchell. Jeez, that's a deep cut. Hold on here. Codename Vengeance. That looks like a movie I should watch. Starring Robert Ginty, Shannon Tweed, and Cameron Mitchell. I got baptized with Cameron Mitchell's kid. So there's that. Remington Steele, Airwolf. I mean, he a solid TV career. Let's see what else he was in. You know, the stream's coming to an end when we're going over Don Gordon's Matt Houston. I mean, geez, this guy had a great TV run. Vegas, he was in Vegas. Starsky and Hutch, Barnaby Jones, Charlie's Angels, Street to San Francisco, The Bionic Woman, Cannon. I mean, this guy was in everything. Columbo, Mannix, The Rookies. I love The Rookies. Shout out to Steve Forrest. Let's see who was in The Rookies, man. If I remember. Damn, that was a good show. The Rookies. George Sanford Brown. Sam Melville, who played Bear in Big Wednesday. Kate Jackson. Michael Ontkeen. Bruce Fairbairn. Tyne Daly. I mean, didn't really do well, to be honest with you. But, you know, welcome to Hollywood. So I will say Lethal Weapon to answer your question. Hey, we've hit the goal. We've gone 2 minutes over. What up, Chris Mack? We're just about to end, but yes, I did have a good Thanksgiving. Yeah, I loved Matt Houston. That's a show that guy kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. But, you know, I'm sure he gets paid residuals, and that show's been off the air for, what, 40 years? Well, my mom's last name was Weinman, so that you can't get any more Jewy than that. But she converted to marry my dad. So I was raised Catholic, but a rabbi would say, "No, bro, you got Jewish blood in you. You ain't a Jew. You ain't a Catholic. You're a Hebe. You're a Shuli." So I don't mind trolls, though, William. I really don't, because I don't really. You know, that's the great thing about me, like in LA comedy. If I don't like you, I'll say it to your face. I'm not going to go online. You know, now, you know, a lot of people said, "Oh, you're trolling Jeremy Piven." The one night I was in a room with him at Roast Battle, I told him right to his face, "You suck. And, you know, I'll kick your ass in the parking lot." I'm like, "Let's go in here right now." And then Jeff Ross called me about 2 hours later, 2 in the morning. "Hey, man, what was that with Piven, man? You guys are just going to fuck around." I was like, "It's Roast Battle. It's bullying." He said, "Well, you bullied him." I'm like, "I know." So, you know, that's. I will go one more minute, guys. I lied to you guys. We'll go one more minute at the hour, and I'm going to put the in-stream finger. It's locked and loaded, so you've got 50 seconds to ask me one more question. Yeah, but no, we did not talk. We'll talk about Biz Nasty at all. Well, tomorrow on tomorrow's stream. Biz Nasty took care of business. Does Jeff Ross get hella poon? He does. I got to be honest with you. It's one of the great mysteries of life. Forget Stonehenge. It's like, how the fuck does Jeff get laid with hot women? Like, it's mind blowing to me. It's really, truly. If they ever bring back Unsolved Mysteries, I'd like for that to be the next episode. I mean, these women have to have eyes. But sorry, JFMC, we're just about to. I mean, it's like I know. Like, am I the best looking guy in the world? Probably not. But I'm a decent looking guy for someone in their mid-50s. So I do quite well with the ladies. Trust me, I ain't lonely. You can be alone, but not lonely. Um, so I know any girl that lets me put my pee-pee in her, she's attracted to me. I'll just leave it at that. Queen on, we're just about to end the stream. I mean, the end stream button is the finger is over the end stream button. Oh yeah, I mean, look at Gene Simmons. Do you think Gene Simmons would get laid looking like he looks if he didn't have money? Or who else? I mean, look at Dane Cook in that beach photo. Where he's got like love handles, he's balding, he's got pock marks because he's a famous comic. He's fucking a 23-year-old. Look at Al Pacino. You think he's gonna get laid if he didn't have any money? Shit. Look at Robert Davi. You know how much pussy Robert Davi's probably gotten? You're a working actor for 40 years. John Ray Skakes, what advice do you have on the Alabama porn ban? Where should I get porn at? You can go to the Planet Fitness in Duluth. Hello! I know a guy. I met him in the bathroom one time. Yeah, I mean, look at Julia Roberts. One of the prime Julia Roberts was one of the most pretty women in the world, and she porked Lyle Lovett. You think if Lyle Lovett was fucking an open mic guitar player that he would have gotten Julia Roberts? No. I wish I had sound effects, just one or two. I mean, look at like it's one thing to go Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman would get laid whether he was a struggling actor or not. He's a good-looking guy. But Danny DeVito gets laid. Look at him. You don't think if he was one of the most successful actors of this generation, he'd be getting the puss? No. Yeah. I mean, I know some people in Alabama. Just go to the Planet Fitness in Decatur. Go in the bathroom and just linger. I mean, Rita Moreno wasn't that bad. I mean, her prime. I mean, look at I'm trying to think of someone who's not the most appealing looking person. I mean, look at Kevin Federline. He got a prime Britney Spears. So who else? And go to the if you're in Alabama, the Cracker Barrel in Decatur. Tell me Earl was there a couple of years ago. Yeah, I mean, musicians are really the fucking the real deal. I mean, Keith Richards. You think Keith Richards has probably fucked literally 1,000, maybe 2,000 women, maybe more. The Rolling Stones have been successful for 60 years. He could get his dick sucked every night by a different woman. Look at Lemmy. No offense, I love Lemmy, but he was not a good-looking guy. Moles all over his face. I know for a fact that girls they fell over themselves to fuck Lemmy. Good for you, John Ray. Good for you. Well, I mean, even Ray gets laid. Now, Ray's not a bad-looking guy. So, I mean, it's the same thing with women too, though. I mean, I think Taylor Swift is attractive, but if she worked at Walmart, I don't think Travis Kelce would be fucking her. So it works the other way too. Yeah, look at Vern. Yeah, the little guy. I mean, look at Flavor Flav. You think any girl would fuck Flavor Flav if he wasn't famous? Shit. Come on, man. Get out of my face. All right, that's enough, guys. I've given you 9 minutes extra. You think, Ray Liotta, you think if he wasn't a successful actor with that face, the pock marks and just come on, man. Like, I love Ray Liotta. Rest in peace, baby doll. But you think Edward James Olmos would get laid if he weren't a successful actor for 40 years? I'll give you one more. Shit. That's my Senator Clay Davis from The Wire impression. All right, guys. Second period's about to start. I might do another stream later. I might not. Earl Skakel over and out.